Hey, Coach, down the stretch, the Mavs were able to rally, cut it within 6. Just what did you think about the team's ability to come out and respond after that?
Yeah, I mean, every night you take anything you can get, especially when you come out of it with a win, whatever it takes. Even though, at times it just doesn't feel great. There was obviously a little regression in there of the shot differential. We knew that they would start making something at the rim, and we would cool off a little bit, but found the way down the stretch. Book got to his spots, got to the free throw line, and they got enough stops to win.
And then looking at Dylan, he had 15 in that first quarter. How was he able to set the tone for you guys offensively, and then other guys feeding off that?
He had a great start. He's just kind of getting it out of flow, but then also at the end of shot clock where we need someone to make a play, he was able to do that there in the first quarter. And just overall, I thought our intent and our purpose early was pretty good on both ends. And then, it's just connected. You make shots, you're able to get your defense set. At times, we weren't able to make shots, and they're running out. They're elite in transition, elite getting to the rim. And then that's what hurt us. I think it got them back in the game.
Coach, the free throw differential, I think it's 44-9, if I'm looking at that correctly.
You had to blink?
What you make of
You
that?
had to squint?
I had a little bit because I just was making sure.
Yeah, I had to make sure. I mean, we saw it the whole night. Everyone in the arena felt it. I mean, if that stoppage of play and then go play again, it's like they're all connected. The game of basketball, you don't get to blow the whistle and sub units out, quite like football or stop plays. It's all connected. So they get downhill, they get to the free throw line. We got to play against a set defense. It makes it harder to score. Then they're able to get in transition, get to the free throw line. It was frustrating for everyone. I don't think anyone that was watching that was probably too happy that they spent the time watching all those whistles. So I don't know. We'll take a look, just like everyone else hopefully does.
Then with obviously a man asked you about Dylan, but then he picked up his 15 tech. I know you've talked about not going over the edge, and I think he might have reached a point with seeing the free throw that took him there. I'm curious, did y'all get an explanation on why he got that tech or no?
Nah, there's no. That's not usually how this works, Dwayne. The flow of the game, they make the call, they give the technical, you try to move on. You don't want to stay on it too long because there's other stuff happening. It's a balance of showing emotion, take it up from each other, but also moving on the process to win the game. So there's an interaction there. I mean, look, Dylan gets in those interactions every night, and it's just up to whether the whistle was blown or not. Everyone was frustrated. Everyone on our sideline was frustrated with how that was in the second half.
Last thing I had was, I know you said you will check in with Jalen and Devin as far as playing tomorrow, but just when you see the game get extended like that, how much were you like, if you could have finished the game earlier, then maybe that would help you make an easier decision on whether to play those guys tomorrow?
Yep, totally. We knew it there. End of the third, into the fourth. We knew that was the time period to really try to extend it so we didn't have to bring them back in. But, some nights that's just what it is. Like, we had to bring it in, bring those guys back in, bring Book back in to finish it out. So happy to get the win, any win, especially here headed into All-Star break. Feels good.
When you look at those possessions with 5 minutes to go for Dylan and just the potential passing opportunities for him that it seems like he's not taking, it was the case in the Warriors game as well. Does that start to become a concern for you at all, or is Dylan just thrived in the way that he has been a scorer where you're cool with those possessions unfolding like that?
Yeah, you're just trying to get the best shot possible every possession. So if it didn't end in a high-quality shot and we had time left on the clock, we'll talk about it. We're trying to find the highest quality shot possible in the possession. That's it, plain and simple. If there's crowds and there's stuff that we're not seeing, we'll touch on it. This depends a little bit on the shot clock. But there's also a confidence piece to this. The way the emotion of the game is going, we need someone to make a shot. He's never shied away from that. He has the confidence to take it at any second of the 48-minute game. So whatever it takes, And then we're growing, we're an evolving unit right now. So all of that is kind of a moving target right now. But it doesn't matter. We're still going to try to get better. So we're still going to look at it to try to get better.
How'd you like Ryan's play tonight?
Yeah, I thought he was great. I thought his minutes were great. You know, it was definitely someone that we could have put in there in the end of the game. Great growth, great. You know, he just continues to find ways to impact winning. And some nights it shows up on the box score, some nights it doesn't. I thought overall his play, his just confidence, his length and athleticism is apparent. And then when he starts playing with force and confidence, he's in a good spot. So I thought tonight he was fantastic.
Jordan, we saw with Devin, obviously no stranger to doubles. I feel like they were playing with the timing of when they were sending it in certain pockets of the court with him. How did you assess not just his patience, but also the guys that were making that next decision off the spray pass tonight?
It came up, Steven, definitely in the game. And we've seen it. You know, he's seen it. It's more on the backside. So once we get it out, what happens? Thought we got high quality looks again. Threes. If you get a high quality three in the fourth quarter, your ball movement's pretty good. I thought at times we found it. We just weren't able to kind of make one or two to really break it open. So it's something we prepared for it. They did the same thing in Dallas in November, especially in the post there. That's why we did end up drawing something up to get him in the post just to come out of it. And that's why he went aggressive. So he went aggressive. He knew it was coming. So it's good. Good reps. Good reps for the group that was on the floor. Good reps for our team. We'll try to get better.
And then with the smalls, I know we talked about them before. I feel like usually you use them at the end of quarters, but I feel like today it was more of a kind of part of the game plan tonight. How did you assess even Jalen being new to that group, kind of adding a different dynamic to it?
We saw a little bit on film just to try to attack their size just a different way. And we need it. We know how this goes. We know how the late games go. You want your playmakers with the ball in their hand. It's whether we dive them out or space them. That's kind of what we messed around a little bit today. Get the matchup we want. Do we want to dive them out so it makes it a little harder for the hit to come? We knew that they had to hit in the package, so we tried to dive them out just to give them some space. But it's something new that Jalen's going to have to see. We want to get them there in the middle of the floor with the matchup that we like and then just get to our spacing.
Coach, I know you talked about with Jalen sort of running that second unit when he's 100%. Just kind of curious what you thought of him leading the second unit tonight and sort of the scoring ability that he has with that group.
The first stint, I think, was really good overall just with the second unit. And we're going to have to go through some growing pains because it's kind of been Colin's unit for such a long time. Grayson was involved in that at times. And we play a lot through also. I thought today, just overall, our movement, Ryan was a big piece of that. Just our overall movement. I thought Amir gave us good minutes, especially in the first half, where he was able to make a big impact. We just need more movement with that group. And also he's such a good passer that we can play through him. But it all starts with that unit on the defense. It's not going to change. That's a unit that we got to be disruptive. And then when we get in transition, that's where we can use Jalen. In the half court, we'll play some pick and roll with them, and then the same thing, the small pick and roll. So that's the idea. That's at least what we'll try to tap into initially when we get back from the All-Star break, when we have a little bit of time to practice. But, yeah, that's the idea.
And then speaking of Colin, I mean, a plus 25 in the box score. How would you kind of see the gravity he creates with him being a threat off the ball and sort of how that gives other guys opportunities for easier shots, whether if it's at the basket or on the three-point line?
Yeah, everyone's seen his catch and shoot numbers. Like, because of some of the things that we've had over the last couple of weeks, he hasn't been off the ball quite as much. So with some pieces back, again, that's the idea. We can get the ball back in Book's hands. He has a ton of gravity around him, spacing around him to create as much space as we can for Book. And tonight they obviously, you can see the 53s, they were there to protect the rim, fly out at our shooters, so we can need as much spacing as possible out there. So I think Colin, like, it's speed and skill. I think a little bit with him that really helps us, and he's able to hold his own defensively. Tonight he had a good night. I think he needs a break too. He needs an all-star break, and it's good to see him bounce back after a couple games where he just looked a little fatigued. So we'll need him again tomorrow.
You've talked about confidence quite a bit just in the last few answers here, but for me, I'm just wondering, it seems like when you guys like maybe hit a slump or a cold spell, everyone still feels empowered and confident to shoot the next shot. Just how important is that to create that environment where everyone knows, like, you still got to take the next one?
Yeah, everyone needs to be a threat. Everyone needs to be a threat on the floor, both sides. Like, you don't want something even defensively to where there's a crack. Everyone has to be able to guard the basketball and feel supported defensively. Offensively, it's the same. This is a hard game. It's a hard to go out there to make a shot from 25 feet away. So the best we can do, you put the time in, you practice, you feel good about it, and you go out there and you perform. And that's where we want these guys to feel like we have their back no matter what. They have the ultimate confidence to shoot high-quality shots because they put the work in, and we trust them. Everyone that steps out there, we want to let it go, play free, but also play our style of basketball. And hopefully a part of our style of basketball is the confidence piece where everyone out there feels like they can be a threat.